Namaste, welcome to class. Lovely to be with you this morning. So welcome to Thursday morning's class, everybody. Hope you've all had a good week so far. Tuesday we were looking and working with base chakra, root chakra, or what we know as Muladhara. Today we're going to be moving on a little bit to our sacral chakra, also known as Svadhisthana. So I'll just give you all a few moments to click into class, and then when you're ready and when I've got you all settled a little bit, we'll start our sequence, which part 2 of the journey through the chakras. We're looking at finding a little bit more creativity and joy in our practice. So whereas, good morning everyone. Hi June and Melissa, lovely to see you all this morning. Whereas with our part 1 session on Tuesday, we were looking more at grounding work, deeper movement, deeper breathing, and finding security, safety and calmness in our practice. Today we're going to bring a little bit more energy into it, but we're working with flow. So Svadhisthana is the chakra of our joy and creativity, so governs the sacral area. So we're looking at body parts, we're looking at the hips, the abdominal area, the reproductive system, urinary system, kidneys and bladder. So we activate into these areas when we're putting together a sequence, or when we're working within a yogic sequence which activates the second chakra. Svadhisthana means one's place. As I say, centre of creativity, centre of joy, where we can bring a little bit of movement, etc. into our practice. The colour that surrounds it and supports it is the colour orange. So anytime you find that you're kind of coming off track a little bit, maybe using something orange in your visualization. So you might find a nice orange flower or something like that that you can kind of look at, or a real orange, if you want to. The element is water. So whereas the root chakra, we were looking at earth and looking at really focusing on that connection to earth. Today, what we're going to be looking at is fluidity, movement, the ability to change and flow and kind of, adapt to what's going on. So morning, I can see a couple more of you have joined on. So hi Anne, etc. Hi Anne and Sophie, I can see you there. Lovely. So the purpose of this chakra is to govern movement, fluidity and flow. It signifies this change and constant movement, the ability to adapt, the ability to kind of go with the flow, because we've got this grounding as well that's been going on from the activation into our first chakra. The planet that governs is the moon. So obviously the moon is very intrinsic in the pull and the ebb and the flow of the tides. Oils that we work with in this area are a lot of the lovely orangey style oils, so sweet orange oil, but also there's a whole plethora of oils around that come from the orange family. So petitgrain, neroli, there's lots of different oils that work with that. Bergamot is another one that's part of the orange family. So any of those oils are going to be good for helping with creativity, joy and flow. Also ylang ylang, clary sage and geranium, which again are all oils which kind of govern and work with the reproductive system. So they're all great oils to be using to encourage this feeling of flow and fluidity. Those of you interested in crystals, the crystals that I use when I'm working with Svadhisthana are carnelian in the main. It's one of my favourite crystals anyway, which is known as kind of the stone of creativity. It's a really good one to help you feel very secure, as well as increase your creativity and increase that ability to be moving and flowing and constantly changing. But also amber, which isn't strictly a crystal, it's more of a kind of resin, orange calcite, chalcedony, any of those kind of stones which have got an orange colour really attached to them. So feel free to kind of use these things to support your practice if you want to. And if any of you have any other kind of questions about any of those corresponding things, or tips on safety or etc., just make sure you get in contact with me. So okay, Svadhisthana is the chakra of flow and creativity. When balanced, it will create feelings of wellness, abundance, pleasure and joy. So we could all do with some of that. We like the feelings of pleasure and joy. But of course, when the chakra is out of balance, we may find that we get some emotional instability. So we might find things feel a little bit shaky, a little bit wobbly. Maybe there's a really big fear of change. Or sometimes that can slide into a bit of a depression, or maybe, you know, addictions, things like that. This fear of change can be quite powerful. So we can also get maybe a little bit stuck with our creativity. So feelings of stuckness can often be about activating. So any of these classes that are going to activate that, bringing in a little bit of energy and flow into it, are going to be great if you're feeling stuck. So I would really recommend every morning, if that's something that's happening to you, just get out of bed, get onto the floor on your hands and knees. You don't need a mat or anything like that, and just start to do some lovely cat-cow movements, a little bit of flowing, maybe some hip circles, something to get the body moving. Because as we activate into this Ayurvedic system, into this energetic system, this will help to just bring balance to those areas of our lives where it's, you know, problematic maybe. So I've put together a little class which is going to help with the flow. So focus on your movements between poses. So make sure that you're flowing with your movements. If you feel the need to close your eyes during practice, please do. That's okay. I'm always trying to give as much of a verbal cue as I can. So hopefully you don't have to look at the screen too much. You can trust me, just keep your head nice and central, close your eyes, listen, and allow your body to do that movement. If you come off the track with what I'm talking to you about, do you know what? That's okay. You know, if you feel that your body wants to do something, go with it. As long as you're staying nice and safe within boundaries, you're not struggling, you're not feeling like you're getting out of breath, or you're, you know, overstretching muscles, then it's all good. We're going to begin just now by taking a little bit of time just to breathe into that sacral area. So first of all, I want you to find a comfortable seat. Wherever you are, just sit down. I mean, if you want to, you can be on the sofa for a bit, that's okay. Or if you're on your mat, just find a nice comfortable seat, maybe legs out in front, maybe kneeling, maybe with your legs crossed. Okay, so take a nice breath in. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out, making a sound. Just let go of that breath. And I want you to do 2 or 3 lovely cleansing breaths. So we're just clearing out any of that stale air that might have collected in the lungs. Really see if you can shift anything by emptying those lungs a little bit before we get started. Nice. And then once you've found a comfortable seat, I want you to begin to just let go of any tension and tightness through the body. Lift up nice and tall through the spine. Maybe the chest is lifting. Work towards drawing your shoulders up and back, but feel fairly relaxed with those shoulders as well. You can close the eyes, or you can just gaze very gently out through those lower lashes. Start to breathe deeply in and out. See if you can hear that soft snoring sound in the back of the throat. Ujjayi breath, Ujjayi breathing. If you find it hard to get that sound, another good way to do it is to, first of all, breathe out through the mouth with a ha sound, so ha, and then do exactly the same, but just close the lips. And you'll find that the breath is kind of forced out through the nose, and that's what creates this little snoring sound at the back of the throat. Well done. So as with Muladhara, we looked at our breath being a little bit deeper, breathing into the belly, really feeling the depth of that breath. With Svadhisthana, or the Sacral Chakra, I want you to find a lightness through your breath, and I want you to focus on the rolling of the in-breath and the out-breath. So we're looking for almost like a circular breath. So as we breathe in, just allow a natural softening of the edges of the breath. See if you can almost get rid of the pauses between the in-breath and the out-breath. Really nice, well done. Breathe in and breathe out. And just find your own nice natural breath pattern. So it doesn't have to be anything forced. It's just all about you finding that nice kind of rolling breath here. The eyes can be closed. Notice a stillness maybe coming to the mind Notice a feeling of relaxation through the body. Gentle engagement with the spine though, so you're seated nice and tall. Really lovely. And then as you close the eyes, I want you to bring into your mind maybe the colour orange, maybe an object that signifies the colour orange for you. It might be an orange sunset. It might be a field of orange flowers. It might be an orange crystal that you work with. And just notice how that colour makes you feel. Sort of a warmth to the orange, feeling of joy and fluidity. And we just take this moment here just to breathe away anything that we don't need to focus on for the next hour or so. Breathe in and breathe out. And then as you breathe in, I want you to bring in that lovely feeling of strength, vitality, joy. Maybe lifting the corners of the mouth so that you're smiling a little bit, and just notice what that does to your mood. Even if you're not feeling really happy this morning, you can still lift the corners of the mouth, and sometimes that just makes us feel a little bit happier. Really nice. Every time you breathe out, let go of any sadness, any fear, and just welcome in trust. Trust that the universe will support you, trust that things will always change, things will always move forwards, and that we can always come back to this place of relaxation. Really lovely. We're going to take a breath in here very gently. Just begin to open the eyes a little bit and just notice how the mind feels after just a few moments of breathing and sitting still. We don't do enough of that really. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the mat now. I'll be taking a block with me. We're going to come down and lay down on our blocks as I start most classes. It's a lovely way to open into the heart centre and a lovely way to reverse any rounding of the back that comes from, kind of being seated on computers all day or sat in a sofa, etc. So once you come down, either taking your block or a rolled up towel underneath you, I want you to really relax all the way down. Just allow those feet to come out to the sides. Lovely. And again, bring that energy and awareness back to the sacral chakra. So just above, a couple of inches above the root chakra, which is located at the base of the spine. Just want you to bring your awareness to that section in the body. We're going to take a lovely breath in here, and then as we exhale, just draw those legs nice and close together. Beautiful. Softly breathing in as we point the toes, and breathing out as we flex the feet. So inhale and point, lovely, and exhale and press into your heels. Nice. Inhaling, pointing those toes, a little bit of movement through the feet and the ankles, and exhaling, pressing into the heels. And one more time, just an inhale as we point, and an exhale, heels press away. Lovely. Take some little circles into the feet. So begin to draw circles with the toes, movement into those ankles. Really nice. And then take it back in the other direction. So again, just loosening up the ankles. Feel a little bit soft through the legs as we're moving here. And then coming back to the center, we're going to take a breath in here, point the toes and lift the arms up. Lovely long stretch. Breathe in. Beautiful. As we breathe out, lengthen your body. Draw your shoulders towards your ears and reach into those fingertips. Beautiful. One more deep breath in here. And then on the exhale, we're going to draw the arms all the way back. So a lovely big arc through the air with the arms. And then the palms are going to face upwards. Beautiful. Breathing in, we step the feet up towards the groin. Breathing out, soles of the feet together. Lovely. So a really nice stretch into the inner thigh here. Another breath in, we're going to take those arms over. Lovely. So arms reaching away. Just spend a couple of moments here just finding some softness in your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Lovely. Allow the legs to go kind of where they want to, but bring a bit of attention into pressing the soles of the feet together. Lovely. So find each individual toe. Take a lovely big breath in again, and on the exhale, bring those arms all the way down and take the hands to the belly. Sacral chakra, breathe orange into that area. So as you breathe in, I want you to visualize the color orange filling your body. Beautiful. Breathe in and breathe out. Really lovely. One more breath in and bring the hands to the heart center. And I want you to maybe think about how you feel about change and movement. Maybe thinking about how you want to learn how to manage change a little bit better. Some of us might feel a bit stuck sometimes, particularly with what's going on in the world at the moment. So just asking for help from the universe just to help us to kind of navigate all the changes, all the flowing that happens, all these differences that are going on all the time. The ability to adapt and be flexible. One more breath in here. Really nice. And then just allow the hands to come down, drawing those knees all the way up. Press the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet down into your mat. Really feel that lovely opening through the collarbones. And then the next time you exhale, we're going to roll away from our block or our rolled up blanket, whichever we have, and just take it to one side. Gorgeous. Bring yourself back down onto your back and bring your heels nice and close in towards the body. Pressing the palms of the hands down again. Take a breath in. Lovely. A nice gentle curve through the back. Tip the pelvis forwards just a fraction, and then breathing out, draw your belly in. Really nice. Gentle pelvic curl here. Inhaling as we release. Find that arch through the lower back, and then exhale, draw your belly in. So really gathering the abdominal muscles, really drawing them in like a tight corset here. Inhaling as we release. Beautiful. Just rolling the pelvis forwards, and exhale, draw your belly in. Really nice. Almost lifting that tailbone away, but not quite. One more breath in here. Really fill the lungs, squeeze the shoulders together a little bit at the back, and exhale, draw your belly in. Beautiful. Lovely. We're going to come back to a nice neutral place and then press firmly down into the hands and the feet. Make sure your feet are a couple of inches apart and that they feel nice and stable. So your knees are kind of over your ankles. Beautiful. See if you can touch the back of those ankles. One more breath in here. And then on the exhale, we're going to roll those hips all the way up. So see if you can touch every vertebrae on the way up. Keep your head nice and central. Lift the hips all the way up towards the ceiling. Squeeze the bottom at the top. And then exhale, release all the way down. Beautiful. Breath in at the bottom. And breath out. Lift those hips as high up as you can. Really lovely work as you massage up through the spine, soften your face. Breath in at the top and exhale all the way down. Beautiful. Inhale at the bottom. Exhaling, roll yourself away. So you're almost peeling your back off of the floor, a little bit like a sticker coming off of a bit of paper. Lovely. Breath in at the top, squeeze the bottom, squeeze the legs. Exhale all the way down. Beautiful. And then we're going to go one more time, just warming the spine up. So breath in here and exhale, draw your belly in and lift all the way up. Beautiful. Relax your face and your shoulders. Breath in at the top, exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way down. Really nice. As you get to the bottom, pick up those knees, draw the knees in, gentle rock from side to side. Beautiful. And then take some lovely circles into that lower back. So really notice how it feels there this morning. Nice. So stay connected with your breathing, really inhaling and exhaling, finding a lovely breath pattern all the way through. We're going to take a breath in here and then softly just allow that left leg to come away, but allow it to flop to the side. Arms are just going to rest down on the floor. We're going to draw some circles into the hips, but we're going to move a little bit with this. So allow the hips to be quite nice and loose here. Draw some lovely circles with those legs. You can take it as wide as you want to, or if you want to and you prefer, little circles. If that feels much better for you. Lovely. One more all the way around. Beautiful. And then we're going to take it back in the other direction. So this feeling of movement, I want you to, again, bring this awareness to your sacral chakra, to the lower belly, our center of creativity. Just getting a little bit of energy and movement into this area. Gorgeous. One more breath in here and we're going to just draw that knee in. Lovely. Oh, lovely stretch. Press away into that left heel. Big breath in here. Exhale, pick up your head and release. Head comes all the way down. Beautiful. We're going to change legs. So allow the right leg to just flop out a little bit. We don't have to be kind of really stiff with this leg at the moment. Allow it to be loose. Hands come down to the floor and create those lovely big circles into the hips. Nice. So again, maybe a little bit of rocking and rolling through the pelvis, through the abdominal area. Again, we're warming up this area, finding a little bit of looseness through the hips, through the pelvis. And we're really listening to our body. So if you're noticing any tightness or pain, you might need to rein it in a little bit. Maybe not be quite so, not have quite so much movement through the hip. Beautiful. And then we're going to take it in the other direction. So we're nice and relaxed through the shoulders. The face is relaxed. We're breathing in a lovely kind of rolling way. So just allow that breath to come in and come out. Really lovely. Inhale and exhale. Just keep moving for a moment. Beautiful. And then we're going to draw that knee all the way in and then straighten into that right leg. So really press the heel away. Draw the knee into the body. Take a breath in. Bring your forehead up towards your knee. And release. Come all the way down. Allow the other leg to come out alongside. Feet are maybe a little bit wider apart than hip width distance. Take a breath in here. Arms come up and overhead. Open the arms a little bit further as well, so we're almost in a star shape as we're laying down on the floor. Tuck your chin in, draw your shoulders in towards yourself. Beautiful. Breath in and just lengthen a little bit through the arms and the legs. Find that lovely stretch. And again, bring your awareness to Svadhisthana, the center of the body, which governs joy and creativity. One more lovely big breath in here. Exhale, palms of the hands come together. Draw your hands all the way down. And we're going to step those feet all the way up again. Beautiful. Draw the knees in. Nice, gentle rocking movement here. Back and forwards. Beautiful. So, cross over at the ankle. Maybe take those legs up if you want to. You can have a little bit of a massage into the backs of the legs if they're feeling a bit tight. I taught a lot of classes this week, so I'm a little bit tight through the back of the legs. So you might want to create a little bit of warmth there. Breath in, cross over the ankle. We're just going to begin to roll up a few times. So rolling up and down through the back. Okay, so take it up and then take it back down. You can go nice and slowly. You can go very gently and just do a little bit if you want. Or you can take it all the way back. Really nice. Just wakes up that area. Beautiful. One more breath in here, and then we're all going to meet in cross legs. So come up to the center, find your comfortable cross legs. Oh, that feels good. Take a breath in here, lift nice and tall. We're going to come into those lovely Sufi circles. So easing your way into the hips. So a little bit more work into the waist here. Breathing in and breathing out. Keep both sit bones on the floor. You can speed it up a little bit if you want to. Really lovely. Just getting that movement going, breathing in and breathing out. So it doesn't have to be a struggle. We can take it to whatever level we want to. One more breath in here. And then come back to the center. Lift nice and tall for a moment. Suspend your breath. Hold the breath here for a second. Draw the energy into that Svadhisthana area. And exhale. Beautiful. I'm going to take it in the other direction now. Lovely. So going round in a circle, finding that lovely movement through the waist and the hips. Creates a little bit of a stretch through the lower thighs, through the front of the thigh, through the back of the thighs. Lovely. Okay. Gorgeous. So take a lovely breath in again. We're going to lift up nice and tall. Take a breath in and hold your breath at the top. Hold for a few moments. And release. Beautiful, really, really nice. Take a breath in here. We're going to inhale, arms are going to come all the way up. Exhale, release, hands come down. Inhaling up and exhaling, the arms just come and float all the way down. One more time, breathing in, bringing the breath and the movement together, creating this lovely feeling of movement and awakening for the body. And again, and we release. Gorgeous. Breath in, we're going to lift up with one arm. Don't worry too much which side. Find that lovely stretch into the side of the body and release. Come up on the other side. Beautiful. Both sit bones firmly down on the floor, so we find a nice stretch through the side body. And come on to the other side. Lift up with one arm as we inhale. And release. The arm comes down. Inhaling up again. And exhale, beautiful. One more time, inhaling up on that side, and then the last one on the other side. Beautiful. Really lovely, and release. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, turn towards your right knee and allow the hands to come down. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, the arms come down to the other side, so a gentle twist here. Do that a few more times. So inhaling up as we lift. Exhaling, turning the belly button and allowing the hands to come down as we twist towards the right. Inhale up. And exhale, turn towards the left. Gentle twist. Inhale up again. And exhaling right. And one more time. Inhale all the way up. Gorgeous. And exhale to the left. Beautiful. One more time. We're going to inhale up. Exhale, palms together, down to your heart center. Just close your eyes for a moment before we transition to hands and knees. Beautiful. Breath in and breath out. Lovely. So we're going to come onto our hands and knees. You can either just bring yourself forwards, depending on where you're sitting on your mat, or bring your legs around if that's better for you. So find a way to transition onto your hands and knees. Take a breath in, look down towards those fingers, spread your fingers nice and wide, press firmly into the knuckles. Draw and bring your awareness to Svadhisthana again, this lower half of the abdominal muscle. So breathing in nice and gently, and then breathing out, draw the belly in, round the back, really articulate the spine, find a way of really pressing up and out of those fingers. Inhale, release, come down into your cow pose. Exhale to cat. Move your body in a way that feels good for you as you're guided through. Inhaling into your cow pose. So close the eyes. Breathe out as you come into cat, and breathe in as you come into cow. Really feel it through the whole of the body, squeezing all of the muscles, noticing the effect on the body. I want you to find a really lovely feeling of fluidity and movement through your cat-cow. So allow that rolling breath to just guide you through the movements. Really nice. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. One more breath in here, and we're going to come back to the center. Walk the hands forwards. Inhale forwards, exhale back. Inhale forwards, exhale back with the hips. Inhale forwards, exhale back. Inhale forwards, exhale back. So draw those hips as far back as you can. Really nice movement again. See if you can get into a nice rhythm. Inhaling and exhaling. And you can speed it up a little bit if you're feeling a bit more energetic today. Or of course, at any time, you can come and sit back into your child pose and have a rest. It's allowed. You're at home, I can't see you, so you can have a rest. And even if I could see you, it would be fine. I always respect people who listen to their bodies and take a rest when they need to. Beautiful. So inhaling forwards and exhaling back. Maybe one more here. Inhale forwards and exhale back. Let's take a moment in child pose. So widen the knees. Release the forehead down. Nice breath in here and exhale, let go. Beautiful. Notice how the body feels this morning. We're going to start to just move gently from side to side. So take a little bit of a sideways move with the torso and notice what that does to your inner thigh. It really helps stretch into the inner thigh and the hips. And we can start to almost ease the body a little bit closer down to the floor. Really nice. Find a gentle motion here. Lovely. We're going to take a breath in here and then just take both hands all the way over to the right side and just fold down over the knee as much as feels comfortable. So if you're up a little bit higher, that's okay. Work within your own range. Try not to cause any pain, but find a softness here. One more breath in, and we're going to walk the hands all the way over to the other side. Lovely. Take that other hand on top of the bottom one and just fold yourself down. Beautiful. Breathe in deeply. Feel the breath in the back of the body here, and then exhale, coming all the way back and up to hands and knees. Beautiful. Lovely big breath in here. We're going to tuck our toes under. And just before we pop up into our downward facing dog, I want you to think about really being nice and strong through your shoulders. So draw those shoulders away from your ears, like so, and imagine you're holding on to 2 lemons or 2 oranges underneath your armpits, and you're not going to let them drop. So you're kind of really drawing yourself in like so. This will help to protect the shoulders. The eyes or the insides of the elbow look towards each other, and I want you to really work and contract into the muscles of the arms so you're not just hanging in the joints. Beautiful. Lovely big breath in. Tuck those toes under, draw the belly in, strong abdominal connection, and up into your downward facing dog. So remember, you can bend your knees really, really generously, but just draw the bottom and the hips as far back as you can. Really nice. Remember, you can rest at any time that you want to. Lovely. Press firmly into the fingers and really release the head. Give it a good shake and a nod. We're going to take a breath in, pick up the right leg. Press that left heel down. Lovely. Now I want you to just bend the knee. Gorgeous. So bring the foot down towards the bottom and gently open at the hip. Lovely. See if you can spot your toe underneath your left armpit. See if you can, but don't worry if not. And if you need to rest at any point, do so. One more breath in. We're going to pop that foot down and then come on to the other side. So press down into your right heel. Lift that left foot all the way up. Try to keep the hips nice and square if you can. We're going to bend that knee and then open. Lovely. Just a little opening into the hip. See if you can see your foot underneath your right armpit. Gorgeous. And then pop back down again. Take a breath in, release down to your knees and sit back into your child pose. Breath in here and breath out, and just allow the hips to settle. Lovely. And allow the body just to soften a little bit. Maybe a bit of movement here again if you need to. Softening into those hips. Really nice. Inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful. We're going to take a nice big breath in here. Tuck the toes under, coming back to our hands and knees. And then come back up to downward facing dog. Lovely. Breath in here. Pick up that right foot. As we exhale, we're going to bring the knee in, draw your belly in, kind of round the back a little bit as if you're in cat pose. And then start to drag or walk or step the foot through to the front of your mat. Beautiful. Allow the back knee to drop and come down into a lovely deep lunge. Beautiful. So bring the hands inside of the foot. Make it nice and wide here. And then see if you can just press down into that hip, into the left hip. And just find a really nice stretch through the front of that left thigh. Nice. Inhale and exhale. We're going to take the hands over and draw it back. Lovely. So finding a straight leg here, or keep a bend in it if you need to. But we're trying to find a stretch through the back of the leg and into the thigh, rather than in this lower back. So if you're feeling anything in the lower back, you need to adjust your body so that you're not feeling anything in the lower back, okay? So that might mean bending the knee or coming up a little bit higher. Beautiful. Some of you, if you've got two blocks, can be quite handy to have one block here, one here, and it will just give you a little bit of height. Really nice. Okay, let's just move a little bit between those two. So drawing back, coming forwards. You can feel that pull into the hamstrings there. Lovely hamstring stretch. Really nice. One more breath in here. And we're going to take a gentle rotation towards that bent knee. So bring that left hand alongside the right foot. And then we're going to turn towards that right knee and open up. So send the other arm away. So right hand rises all the way up towards the ceiling. And draw your belly in as tightly as you can. Squeeze the muscles of your legs. Beautiful. Breath in, release, the hand comes down. We're going to tuck the toe under at the back. Straighten that back leg. Beautiful. And then bring the foot back, downward facing dog. Take a little rest here in your downward dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Maybe turn the toes inwards a little bit. Just pressing into those toes. Have a little play while you're here with drawing the belly in, giving the head a shake. Remember to press firmly into those fingers. Gorgeous. One more breath in here, and then the left leg is going to rise. So breathe in as we send that left leg away. And then as we breathe out, we're going to step it or walk it through. Lovely, nice deep lunge here. So make sure that your back foot and your front foot are nice and far away from each other. You can almost rest down onto this leg here to begin with. And then allow that back knee to come down. Beautiful. We're going to bring the other hand inside of that leg, inside of that foot, coming into what we call lizard pose. So what we do here is then just sink the hips forwards a little bit. And this increases this stretch into the right thigh. Breathe in and breathe out. Lovely. Well done. Really nice work. Nice. One more breath in here. Take the hand over so you're framing the foot. And then a little bit of a stretch back here into the back of this front leg. Gorgeous. Breathe in and breathe out. Stay with your breathing. And remember, if the breathing starts to feel a bit laboured, you can kind of deepen it a little bit and work with it. Just make sure that you're, feeling in control of that breath. If it doesn't feel great, always pop back to a natural breath and take a rest whenever you need to. So just a little bit of movement between those two now. Hips come forwards, hips go back. Hips come forwards, hips go back. And it might be a smaller movement here, just a little bit here and here. That's okay, it's working within your range. So there's no kind of right or wrong way here. It's more about just working with the body. Lovely. So we're going to tuck under that back, sorry, we're going to come into a gentle rotation first. So plant your left hand down, looking towards that left knee, and the other one lifts up. The left hand reaches all the way up. Beautiful. A nice gentle rotation here. So sorry, right hand is on the floor, left arm reaches away. Really nice. A nice gentle twist helps to kind of wring out the soft tissues in the body, bring movement into the body, and release. We're going to tuck the toe under here, come into a nice straight leg at the back, beautiful, and then come back, downward facing dog. Lovely. Breathe in and breathe out. We're going to take a moment here to just release those knees down, draw your belly in, and softly come back into your child pose. Take a little rest here. Breathe in and breathe out. Lovely. Inhale and exhale. Gorgeous. One more deep breath in here. And then on the exhale, we come back to our hands and knees. We're going to come into our pigeon pose, which is an ideal pose for activating into Svadhisthana. We won't be holding it for too long today, but what we're going to do is just reach back with that right leg, okay? Press into the underside of the toes. Draw your belly in, really think about strength through the whole of the body. Lift the back leg, and then on the exhale, we're going to bring that knee as close towards the right wrist as we possibly can, and then sink ourselves down. So if anybody finds that this is not good for you, you know, and you're thinking, oh, this is ridiculous, I can't be here, then turn over onto your back and cross your ankle over your knee and come into supine pigeon, which is a laying down version of this. Always okay to do that. You just turn over onto your back. So pop down onto the floor, come onto your back, ankle over the knee, and draw yourself in. In that way, you're still getting that lovely stretch through the hip and activating into that area. Gorgeous. We're going to take a couple of long breaths here. Breathe into your pigeon and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And one more breath in. We're going to lift the head, walk those hands all the way back. Gorgeous. Tuck the toes underneath, come back to hands and knees. Beautiful. Nice breath in here as we exhale. Gently draw your belly in, come into cat pose. Nice breath in, and then as we inhale, just release into cow pose. And again, cat pose. And cow pose. Beautiful. Nice fluid movements of the spine. Cat pose again. And cow pose. Lovely. One more breath in. Send out that left leg. Beautiful. I've come off my mat. There we go. Press into the underside of those toes. Pick up the back leg. Really squeeze all the muscles of the body. Take a breath in here. We're going to bring that knee as close as we can up to the left wrist, and then slide that right leg back. Lovely. Once you're here, you might want to bring the arms down, come to forearms, or come to the forehead, whichever works for you. Or you may want to stay, as I say, upright here or on the hands if that's better. Okay, breathing in. And of course, if you're on your back doing that supine pigeon stretch, then you can change legs and go over onto the next leg. Gorgeous, well done. Breathe in and breathe out. Lovely, nice deep breath in and breathe out. Just bringing that awareness to the lower abdominals. Breathing in and breathing out. Gorgeous. One more breath in here. And then on the exhale, we're just going to walk all the way back with those hands. And nice and gently bring that knee back. Take the knees a little bit wider apart, and we're going to sit back into our child pose this time. So allow everything to soften down and just take 3 to 5 long breaths in your child pose. Nice deep breaths as you draw into the back of the body, breathing in and breathing out. Really nice. Inhale and exhale. And then one more breath in here. And bring yourself back onto your hands and knees. We're going to gently cross over the ankles at the back, and with a leap of faith, come backwards onto our bottoms. Bring the legs out in front. Lovely. So, Dandasana, staff pose. Press firmly into your heels and really begin to lift your chest. Okay, so we're going to move from Dandasana into our reverse tabletop. So, again, I want you to be listening to what's going on through your body and really focused on drawing those lower abdominal muscles in. This is quite, there's a little bit more intense work here. So if you need to, take that rest, and you might find that your movement is a very gentle movement, just beginning to lift, rather than taking it all the way up. So you must see what works for yourself at the moment and look after yourself. Lovely. So taking the palms of the hands into your mat, I want you to think about lifting the chest. We talked a lot this week about the Sushumna, when I was working in face-to-face classes. So the Ayurvedic system, we have the Sushumna, which is a line of energy that comes all the way through the body. And we like to keep this line as clear as we can so that the breath can softly move up and down it. This is what helps to realign and get everything back into its place. So it allows the organs to sit comfortably in the body, because we're not kind of doing this and squashing parts of the organs and parts of the body. So it's really important that we work towards doing that, but of course within our own range. So we may have a physical situation going on, maybe where there's some rounding of the shoulders, or maybe a little bit of a back thing. So we don't go into pain with it, but we work towards that more upright position. Okay, nice. Big breath in, press into your heels, draw your belly in. Shoulders maybe roll up and allow them to come down at the back. And if you get a chance to look in a mirror, you want to maybe think about having your ear over your shoulder over your hip. And that can kind of help to give you a bit of alignment when you're working at home. Try it out any time that you can in your bedroom mirror or anything. Lovely. We're going to take a breath in here. And then on the exhale, just walk the hands back a fraction. Now, if it feels bad in the wrists, you can take the wrists to a different position that feel a bit more comfortable. Traditionally, we have the hands pointing forwards, but of course, if that causes pain, just find a place that works for you. Okay, take a nice big breath in. Draw all your energy into those lower abdominal muscles. Gorgeous. Breath in here. We're going to take the feet down to the floor, and then on the exhale, pick up the hips and lift those hips up. If the head wants to kind of come back, so be it, but don't force it. Draw your belly in and see how high you can lift those hips. Squeeze the muscles of the legs. Beautiful. One more breath in here, lowering down purposefully, and see if you can bring the hips all the way back before you release down between the hands. Good, well done. Just release for a moment. Maybe bring the soles of the feet together. Nice gentle rounding of the back. I'm just going to take a little rest in between for a moment. So allow the breath to soften. Really nice. Okay, so coming back to that lovely Dandasana. Press into the heels, press down into the palms of the hands, so just alongside the hips for now. Breathe in, lift the chest, draw your belly in, strong through the legs, draw your knees together, so really finding strength through the whole of the legs and the thighs. Nice. One more breath in here. As we exhale, walk those hands back, step your feet up, prepare to lift. Take a nice big breath in here, shoulders away from the ears, and as we exhale, lift, drawing the belly in. Try and find a lightness through the pose if you can, pressing the feet firmly down, pressing the fingers firmly down. Really nice. Breathe in and breathe out. One more breath in here and exhale. Mindfully bring those hips down, all the way down, and then release. Good. Nice. Bring soles of the feet together again. Gentle rounding of the back and allow the head to release. Breathe in and breathe out. Some of you might want to give your feet a little massage while you're here. Quite a nice way to bring a little bit of extra work into it. Nice. Lovely, just allow it to still for a moment. And then taking a breath in, we're going to come all the way back up. This time we're going to take those feet to the floor. Come into a nice V shape here. So coming into Navasana or boat pose. So 3 stages here for you to work with. Some of you may want to keep a hold behind the knees or in front of the knees and stay exactly where you are here for the whole of the process, just drawing your belly in and finding that energy and strength through the belly. And you know, this might be where we are today, and that might be because you have injuries, or that you're feeling tired, or that there's anything going on that you just want to not force, or you might be at the beginning of your journey and thinking, that's enough for me today. Okay. Or alternatively, you may want to find maybe a place where you can balance a little bit more between the sit bones and the pelvis. So just see how that feels. Have a little play around. We've all got very different shaped pelvises, so you know, it's not one shape for everybody. We're all, you know, in a different place. And once you find that place, you can then release the hands. So draw that belly in nice and strongly again. I want you to really think about this lovely long line coming out through the crown of the head, and open your collarbones here, okay? So we're getting a lovely open feeling through the chest, but we're really strong through the lower belly here. So this can be quite intense, even with the feet down. Okay, breathe in and breathe out. For those of you who want to challenge your abdominals a little bit more, but remember, especially if you have any lower back issues, don't go there. You can stay here in this pose for the time being. But if you want to, you can pick up one foot and then the other. Draw that belly in, nice and strong, a really central strength here. Or you can hold behind the knees if that creates a little bit more for you. That eases it off for you in the abdominals. Or strengthen again. Lovely. Breath in here. Exhale, the feet come all the way down. We're going to open those knees again, gently round the back. Take a breath in here, hold on to the feet. Really well done. Maybe a little bit of movement into the side body, if that feels good. Beautiful. And so we're going to all come on sideways onto our mats. Just take a moment here to release the legs out into a nice wide shape. So I find this very challenging. It's my nemesis, as Jane knows. It's one of the poses that I really struggle with because of very tight hamstrings and previous lower back issues. So what you can find is that sitting on a block can be helpful because it sort of lifts the hips up a little bit and gives you a little bit more space. So if you've got a block handy or a cushion, pop yourself onto it. And we're going to take a breath in here and just widen those legs out. Okay, so some of you with lots of flexibility might find your legs can come all the way out. And that's fine, as long as you're not damaging yourself. But for some of us who have got stuff going on here, it can be quite a challenging pose. So first of all, I want you to think about kneecaps coming up towards the ceiling. And Also, you may need to take hands behind you and support yourself if you've suffered from any previous lower back stuff and it doesn't feel as if it's quite steady for you. So just opening the legs nice and wide here. You can open through the shoulders, and I want you to try and sit nice and tall. Beautiful. So for those of you that find this a bit easier, you might find you can bring those hands in front. You might find you can widen the legs a little bit more, and that you can begin to bring your torso down. And again, if that's where you want to go with it, you're very welcome to. But if you're just working on lengthening your hamstrings, but protecting your back at the same time, you can stay here with me. Okay, toes point up towards the ceiling. I always feel like we should have little cushions under the back of the heels here, because I get a bit of pain under there as we're pressing down. So try and work with that a little bit if you're feeling it. Really nice, squeezing the legs, beautiful. One more breath in here, gorgeous. And then on the exhale, we're going to just bring those legs in. Nice. Pop up and remove your block if you've got one underneath you. And we're going to come into an oppositional stretch from that. So we've had the hips nice and open here. So now we're going to close them in a little bit. So bring those feet to the floor. We're going to take our right foot and pop it underneath. And here may be enough for some of you. You might find here is enough. Begin to really lift up nice and tall through the crown of the head. Or you might be able to cross over at the knee, bring that knee under a little bit more, and we'll create these little fins at the side if that feels good for you. But don't worry if it doesn't feel good for you. So what we're doing now is we're drawing everything inwards. So there are the options, of course, to have the foot here, or not even to have the foot over the knee. We're still beginning to draw the hips in, so that's okay. But if this is feeling good for you, which eventually, believe me, it does. It didn't to begin with when I first started, but now it does feel quite nice. So I want you to think about having both sit bones down on the floor. So make sure you've got both of your sit bones on that floor. Lift up nice and tall. Draw the belly in as tightly as you can. We're going to take a nice big breath in. Arms are going to come up high. Bring those palms together and draw them down to your heart center. Lovely. Connect into your center of love and compassion for a moment. Beautiful. Breathe in, lengthen through the torso. Breathe out, gently bow forwards, just to wherever it feels good. So some of you may want to come all the way down and take your head all the way down. Some of you may find just here a little tiny bow is enough. You can lower the head. Beautiful. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. And one more big breath in. If you're bowed all the way down, begin to rise. Coming all the way back up again. Lovely. And release the hands. We're going to just uncross those legs. Beautiful. And just come back to that nice seated position for a moment. Nice. Take a breath in here. Exhale. This time we're going to take that left leg, just thread it underneath, and then step the right one over if that feels good for you. Or you can keep the foot here if that's better. So wherever you are, you're just working towards closing those hips, just creating the opposite movement to the opening of the hips that we did before. So for me, I think I find this probably a little bit easier because I struggle a lot to go that way, but coming in this way, it's not quite so tricky. So we all have these different things going on with our bodies. There's no right and wrong. Breath in, arms come up high, palms together. Beautiful. Bring those hands all the way down to your heart center. Press the palms of the hands firmly together. Open through your collarbones. Lift up through the crown of the head and draw your belly in. Gorgeous. As you exhale, we're going to begin that gentle bow. And again, you might want to come all the way down and release the head down towards the knee. Breathe in deeply and breathe out. Just be a little bow here. Breathing in deeply and breathing out. breath in here. And we're going to begin that ascent coming all the way back up, opening through the collarbones. Find a lovely length through the whole of the spine. Really be aware of that connection between the base of the spine and the top of the head. Lovely. Releasing your hands and release the legs. Okay, so we're going to just bring those knees in for a moment and open the knees coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. So allow your knees to release down to the floor or to round about here. This is okay. Holding firmly onto those feet. Maybe a little bit of movement here into the hips. So you can pulse it a little bit, flap the wings like a butterfly. Also known as butterfly pose actually in lots of other disciplines. Beautiful. Sit up nice and tall on your sit bones. Open the collarbones. You can close the eyes. Gorgeous. If it feels good for you, you can draw yourselves forwards a little bit. Maybe taking yourselves down, bowing the head. But there's no pressure to do so. Just whatever works for you. Breathe in. And breathe out. Just releasing any of those pent-up emotions from the hips, from the pelvis, allowing everything to just dissipate. Breathe in and breathe out. And one more breath in here. We're going to rise back up if we were coming forwards and bring the knees all the way up. Lovely. Take a lovely big hug around those knees that you deserve. Take that lovely hug. Really give yourself a hug as if you're hugging the person who you love the most in the world. So really take that time to feel connected into your heart center, connected into your solar plexus, but also connected into Svadhisthana. The whole of your Ayurvedic system is tuned in. Beautiful. Breath in here. We're going to finally just come into a nice comfortable seated position and allow the breath to settle down. Breathe in and breathe out. Really nice. So just spending a moment here, maybe welcoming in the colour orange, maybe bringing about the visualization of orange flowers in a field, or not the orange of a setting sun, whatever it might be. It can bring you that feeling of warmth and pleasure and joy and fluidity. Gorgeous. Take one more breath in here. We're going to come into our relaxation space now, and I'm going to be working with a meditation that will help you just to think about the colour orange. I'm going to come a little bit closer to the screen, but you're very welcome to come down onto the floor, or as I say to some of you, you might want to jump on your sofa. That's okay too. Wherever you are, we're just going to have a really nice relaxation session for a few moments. So allow the body to soften, put something on so you feel a little bit warmer. We do tend to cool down a bit after practice. We've worked with some fluidity and some movement. Bring that into your everyday life if you can, particularly if you're feeling stuck, or if you're feeling, as if your creativity is lacking a little bit. Try to bring some joy and creativity into your life on a daily basis if you can. It just helps to make everything more kind of doable. Really nice. So orange is the colour connected to the sacral chakra. It's also related to the adrenals, so the adrenal glands as well as the reproductive system, obviously the centre of creativity. This energy centre helps to create balance and harmony within our central nervous system. And because of the near proximity to the base chakra, it also has to do with feelings and the release of thought. However, it can harbour unwanted thoughts and feelings, thereby keeping blockages well hidden. Orange is a vibrant colour bursting with energy, and it's a really good colour for people who have any deep-seated anxieties, or maybe even depression, or that are just in need of some uplift. So if that's what you feel at the moment, if you feel like you need a little bit of uplift, connecting with the colour orange is going to be really helpful for that. So I want you to just relax your body. excuse me, as much as you can. Allow the feet and the legs to just be released. Let go of the hips and the pelvis and soften into your belly. Allow the back to be connected into the earth, again just knowing that that support is always there for you. And allow the feet, allow the arms and the hands to just feel nice and heavy and relaxed. We're going to find some softness moving up through the chest into the neck. And let go of any tightness around the scalp, so letting go of the sides of the head, the back of the head and the top of the head. Find some smoothness through the forehead. Really nice. Just really let go and find a real kind of releasing into what we call ajna, the third eye. We'll be having a full class on that at some point within the 7 sessions as well. Lovely. Find smoothness through your face and allow the jaw to be nice and relaxed. Maybe opening and closing the mouth a little bit and just kind of stretching the jaw before letting it find its own natural position. Beautiful. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, and so allowing the body to let go, I want you to imagine a beam of orange light going straight and deep into your lower abdomen. Think of the African marigold, the huge round orange ball of light. See how all the petals are formed. Exactly in proportion, the layers, the shape of the flower, and how perfectly this flower has been formed. How did this colour take form? See how the flower is joined at the stem, the centre of the flower. Note the stamens laden with pollen, and remember how this is collected and used by bees in the long lazy days of summer. Be aware of the heady scent of flowers and feel yourself become drowsy with the perfume. Notice how this flower, this lovely orange flower, attracts many insects, butterflies, bees, ladybirds. And now breathe in the colour orange. Take in the life force, the strong, vibrant colour, the joy. You have no need to be unhappy or sad. Think of this flower and the brilliance, so full of sunshine, so full of upliftment. And just allow this orange healing light and energy to sweep through your whole body, filling you with positive thought, with clarity of thought, and with a willingness to let go and move forwards. When you feel ready, release the colour orange and allow the light to return to the second energy centre again and back to that normal state. Slow yourself down and release and allow the breath to breathe the body. And just become aware of your gentle breath as it comes in and out. That flowing breath in and out through the nose. Anytime you become distracted, you can always come back to that breath, whether that's through noise, through discomfort in the body, or through thoughts in the mind. Allow yourself to observe the ebb and flow of the breath. Watching the in-breath roll into the out-breath. As you rest for a while, just allowing all of the work that we've done to absorb into the body. Just relaxing and knowing that you're in a safe and supported space. Okay, and we're going to gently begin to deepen our breathing. And remember, any of you that wish to continue with your Shavasana or continue with meditation, relaxation, you're very welcome to stay where you are. But if you want to start to bring yourself back into awareness, then we're going to begin to just take a moment to notice the sounds that we can hear in and around the room, or maybe outside of the room. And become aware of our breath as it gently flows in and out through the nostrils. And becoming aware of any colours that we might be seeing behind the eyes with the eyes closed, and noticing the feel of the air on our skin. Really nice. And then just bringing about that sense of touch, I want you to start rubbing thumbs and fingers together. Just a little bit of movement into those fingers. Find some lovely fluid movement into the fingers, maybe just waving the fingers independently, noticing how the wrists feel. Maybe a little bit of movement and soft fluid movement through those wrists. Lovely. And then a little bit more movement through the arms and the shoulders. And then take it to the feet. Think about wriggling those toes in a nice soft way. Maybe spreading them nice and wide. And then a gentle rotation into the ankle. Lovely. If you've still got the eyes closed or you have an eye pillow on, you might want to bring the palms of the hands together. Create a little bit of heat and energy through those hands, a little bit of life force, and then take those hands over the eyes, just kind of bathing the eyes in darkness, and really enjoy that feeling of kind of softness into the eyes, a little bit of a massage. When we feel that pressure on the eye sockets, it's really comforting, and it can also feel, it can also really help us to rest the light receptors of the eyes too. Bathe them in darkness. Any of us that are doing lots of screen work, this is particularly nice. And then what we do is gently open the eyes into the darkness, so all you can see is blackness, and then softly begin to spread your fingers, and that just allows the daylight to come in gently, and it doesn't give your cornea, give your eyes a really big shock of suddenly being in daylight. Nice. Lovely. Take a lovely stretch overhead. Really reach away. Total body connection as you stretch. Really notice how that body feels now. You've done a little bit of work. It might feel a little bit looser and softer. Hopefully you'll feel a little bit more energized for the rest of the day. Really nice. And then you can move the legs in a way that you want to. So maybe take those knees from side to side. Maybe hug the knees in towards your chest. Maybe take them up in the air. You might want to take them over your head. Whatever feels good for you. Lovely. And then in your own time, bring yourself up to a nice comfortable seated position of your choice. Really lovely. So lift nice and tall through the crown of the head. I'm going to close the eyes for a moment, bringing the hands just nice and gently to the belly. Focus on that area, just the lower belly. Notice the feeling of security as you connect into that lower belly. Breathe in and breathe out. And you might want to spend a moment here working with a sankalpa of your choice, or an intention or resolve. So it might be about resolving to adapt to change a little bit more comfortably. Try and find comfort in the changes and the ebb and the flow of life. Things will always change. That's the only kind of thing we can be sure of, is that everything will always change. There's always going to be movement and change. Okay. Gorgeous. And then whenever you feel ready, bring the hands into your heart center, again connecting with your center of love and compassion. Press firmly into the palms of the hands. I'm going to bring the hands up to the forehead. Think kind and loving thoughts about ourselves and about others. we're going to take it to the lips and we're going to speak with kindness and the truth. And we bring it to the heart. All that lovely energy comes to the heart, and we have an open, kind and loving heart. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me for this second part of our journey through the chakras. So tomorrow morning's class we'll be looking at part 3, which is solar plexus manipura. So we'll be working a little bit more with sun salutations. So there'll be a nice gentle option for people if it feels a bit too strong, or there'll also be a little bit more energy building. So manipura is the centre of our strength, really, our strength and our energy. So it's a really important part. To me, manipura, the solar plexus and the heart centre are kind of like my 2 most important ones. So the next 2 classes, this one and then the one on Tuesday, which will be heart chakra based, will be really, really a lovely way to be working for the next few sessions. So manipura tomorrow, the colour is yellow. Oils will be, kind of around that. I will write down and probably put a post up with what oils you might want to work with. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day. Hopefully you'll be able to join me again tomorrow morning, or be able to look back on the class if you want to. You can click in. Thank you, Joanna. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And thank you, Melissa. How fantastic. You see, we can always jump on the sofa for a bit of relaxation. That's fine. I can't see you. You can be wherever you want to be. Okay, so thank you. I'll see some of you next week in some of the outdoor classes that I'm starting to prepare. And lots of love, and see you in the morning. Take care. Lots of love.